In a world where motorcycle nostalgia often meets high-tech wizardry, Kawasaki's retro lineup, especially the Z400 RS, has been the belle of the ball, married to modern performance electronics and vintage styling that has made riders swoon. The Z400 RS debuted as a tribute to the immortal Z1 of the 1970s, a motorcycle that inspired countless posters on garage walls and half-remembered childhood dreams. Underneath its vintage charm, the Z400 RS packs a liquid-cooled 948 cubic centimeters inline-four that pushes healthy horsepower while keeping a retro British cafe racer aesthetic. Riders have praised its balanced character. Vintage looks with modern ABS, traction control, and punchy acceleration that could surprise even seasoned sport bike junkies. Not far behind in spirit, and slightly lighter on the wallet, came the Z650 RS, Kawasaki's middleweight take on retro muscle, offering a classic vibe with an approachable engine size. With a 649 cubic centimeters parallel twin heart producing around 67 horsepower, the Z650 RS strikes a fine balance, like ordering a medium-rare steak that still comes with fries. The Z650 RS hasn't set the world on fire in sheer performance numbers, but it handsomely blends everyday usability with enough oomph to satisfy most riders. Brownwater cafe racers and mustache-twirling hipsters alike have applauded Kawasaki's RS series, but some critics whisper that the middleweight needs a bit more sass. Still, the RS range's charm lies in its nostalgic appeal, a kind of two-wheeled chest-hair testosterone boost wrapped in tasteful retro paint. Enter the rumor mill. Kawasaki might soon unleash a new contender to join the retro roster, the Z400 RS. According to a Japanese media, Audibi, the Kawasaki Z400 RS concept appears to embrace the true spirit of the RS family, blending retro charm with modern sport bike engineering. It looks like Kawasaki is saying, yes, it's retro, but do not underestimate the beast hiding underneath. The fuel tank is beautifully rounded with a classic three-tone stripe consisting of blue, white, and black, instantly reminiscent of the legendary Z1 and the Z400 RS color schemes. It's a visual throwback that says, vintage, but the glossy finish screams, fresh off the production line. The seat design follows the vintage formula with horizontal stitching and a long, flat profile. This style not only enhances the retro appeal, but also promises a comfortable riding position without forcing the rider into contortionist-level flexibility. The front headlight is a traditional round design, yet clearly equipped with modern LED internals. This combination creates the perfect contradiction, a classic face with the brightness of 1,000 suns. The handlebars are upright and slightly wider, suggesting a relaxed and natural riding posture. This is the opposite of the ZX4 our aggressive stance, meaning your spine will thank you during city rides and long weekend cruises. The engine area reveals something far more modern and complex than a typical retro twin. The presence of 4 polished exhaust headers curling neatly beneath the engine strongly suggests a 4-cylinder layout, consistent with the rumor that it shares the ZX4 our power plant. Dual front brake discs with axial-mounted calipers provide solid stopping power without stepping into superbike territory. It's a retro bike, not a track weapon, though it may still surprise a few sport bikes at traffic lights. The exhaust system is long, shiny, and unmistakably classic in shape. This isn't just a styling choice. Long exhaust chambers on a 4-cylinder often produce that crisp, melodic sound that fans of the old Z400 FX and Z650 from the 70s will instantly recognize. Overall, the Z400 RS would be the perfect bridge between old-school enthusiasts craving the return of a small-displacement inline-four, and younger riders who want something stylish but with serious power hiding beneath the charm. This whisper of a bike has enthusiasts buzzing like bees around a freshly waxed tank. Word on the digital street suggests the Z400 RS could borrow its heart from the peppy Ninja ZX4R. That's right. A retro naked bike with a 4-cylinder engine that's more excited than your cousin at a backyard barbecue. The ZX4 our 400 cubic centimeters inline-four already offers up to nearly 80 horsepower, revving like a caffeinated jackhammer and making other middleweights blush. Translating that rev-happy engine into a retro frame could make the Z400 RS a hilarious paradox. Vintage looks with unexpectedly modern performance. Imagine a bike that sounds like a rock band warming up and looks like it should be parked outside a 1970s jazz club. That's the Z400 RS in a nutshell, if it becomes reality. Of course, Kawasaki hasn't confirmed anything yet, Which means we're running on innuendo, rendering us no better than tabloid shouting. Is the Z400 RS secretly a ninja in disguise? Still, analysts say Kawasaki might slot the Z400 RS neatly between the Z650 RS and Z900 RS, offering a fun, fluttery ride that's not too big, not too small, the Goldilocks of the RS family. Meanwhile, Honda has just thrown its own retro gauntlet into the ring with the CB500 Super 4, a revival of the legendary Super 4 lineage. Debuting at the Chongqing Motorcycle Show, the CB500 Super 4 celebrates nostalgia like a boomer playlist blasting at a college party. Powered by an all-new 502 cubic centimeters four-cylinder engine rumored to produce around 80 horsepower, the CB500 SF aims to steal hearts and market share. Its inline-four layout isn't just a mechanical choice. It's an oral statement, delivering that classic high-rev Super 4 soundtrack riders have missed. With modern touches like an e-clutch system and a crisp TFT display, Honda's Super 4 doesn't just wink at the past. It high-fives it while posting the moment on Instagram. So while Kawasaki may still be quietly strategizing its retro roadmap, Honda has already waltzed onto the stage and turned the spotlight squarely onto the middleweight retro class. This has left journalists and enthusiasts buzzing with one big question. Will Kawasaki respond with its own 400 cubic centimeters four-cylinder throwback? Honda's move has certainly raised the stakes, or at least raised eyebrows, in the mid-weight classic motorcycle segment. Kawasaki's rumored Z400 RS would have to juggle heritage looks with ZX4R derived performance, a tricky balance that could either thrill the masses or confuse the purists. Critics argue that retro bikes need distinct personality, not just a pretty face and an engine that zings like an overenthusiastic blender. But if the Z400 RS really emerges with four cylinders in a world filled with parallel twin retro clones, it might just be the plot twist the genre desperately needs. Imagine the laughter and glee when gearheads see a small-displacement retro rocket threading corners like it's late for afternoon tea. Yet others caution that rumors can be like great barbecue stories. Delicious, exaggerated, and often seasoned by someone who wasn't actually there. Kawasaki could, of course, be completely content with the Z650 RS holding its ground in the lineup, leaving the Z400 RS as a mythical creature for forum dreamers. But Honda's CB500 Super 4 might be the nudge that finally pushes Kawasaki to turn rumor into reality. A friendly challenge that says, "Your move, green team." One thing is certain. The mid-weight retro segment has re-entered the spotlight, and enthusiasts are watching every rumor and whisper like it's the next big season finale. Whether the Z400 RS emerges as a glorious retro hero or remains a whispered myth, the motorcycle world will be waiting with excitement, curiosity, and a healthy dose of two-wheeled optimism.